Three, two, one. Here we are again this morning. This is Mark Kelly with Morning Hangover, where we talk marketing with a good cup of coffee. Today I've got the Shenandoah mug from the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, Skyline Drive. Fantastic place. You should visit it. Should you be interested in doing so, you can find me at these places. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/inboundrevenue. LinkedIn, where it says right there. Or you can find me on my website, inboundrevenue.com. We're an AdWords agency primarily, and we serve agencies and businesses. Let's get into today's discussion. So I want to talk to you a little bit about systems today. And what I'm going to do is talk to you about where the gurus are right and where the gurus can be wrong. Let's talk about why a system is valuable and then what your options are for your marketing agency. Now, I'd also say if you're not a marketing agency, because we have lots of clients who aren't, you need systems too. And I'm sure that there are people in your industry that are promoting and pushing certain systems. So where the gurus are right. Let's get to that first. Let's touch on that. I'm going to take a sip of coffee to get myself fired up and motivated here, and we'll get right into it. Where the gurus are right. Here's where the gurus are right. The gurus, and when I say gurus, you know who I mean, the consultants, the sales folks that you see on Facebook, you see, promoting books, you see them on LinkedIn, you see them in search marketing, seminars, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know who they are. Now, here's where the gurus are right. Here's where they're correct. That is that you do need a system. There's no doubt that every marketing agency is going to be a better agency, produce better products and services for their clients, and be a better run business if you have systems. So the gurus are always right. And for those that are operating without systems, it sounds very attractive. There also might be a little bit of marketing spin on top of what the gurus are sharing in terms of systems that have worked for them, or the systems that they're promoting. So they're 100% right. 100% right. You do need systems. But here's where the gurus can be wrong. The gurus are promoting a system that presumably has worked for them. But that doesn't mean that system's going to work for you. And there could be a number of reasons for that. It could be that you're simply not bought into the system. You're not disciplined enough to adhere to a system. It sounds good on the upfront. It sounds good on the first, free value bomb video that they offer you, and even on the follow-up emails that you get. But then when you get into it, you find out this isn't really what I wanted. And you have to peel back the layers. There's a sales and marketing process. You have to peel back the layers of the onion to find out what they're actually selling. So in some cases, I would say you could put these systems, gurus, consultants into a couple of buckets. One would be they really don't know what they're doing. They're selling something they did one time. They know that marketing is hard, so they're going to sell a class. So they're going to sell a solution. And so that's one bucket. What they're selling isn't particularly good. The other class is they have really good stuff. I mean, Josh Nelson would fall into this category. 7-figure sales agency. Solid stuff. The only question that you have to determine for yourself is whether you can buy into it, whether it's what you want to do, whether you have the bandwidth for it, whether you're going to buy a system that you're not going to implement just because your personality doesn't fit it, or you've got too many things going on. They all sound good. Now, why do they all sound good? Why do these things all sound awesome when you see the videos, you read the books and everything? Because there's huge values in a system. I'm going to walk through 4 of the key values that I see in a system, and then a 5th one that's a freebie I'm just throwing in for you because I'm a heck of a guy. So what is the value of having a system? One of the things that I learned when we productized, as I like to call it, some of our services, it made our sales process vastly easier, because now I had put together a system that we were going to offer people. And this system, in our case, was an AdWords lead generation system. And it consisted of certain things every time. Because I had defined the system and exactly what we were offering, I can't figure out why my picture's over here in the corner. We're going to work on that one. Because I had was able to figure out exactly what we were offering, the sales process became very easy, because I can say, when you work with us, you're getting A, B, C, and D. Oh, I want, F, G, K, and L, and M. Well, we don't do that. Or maybe we can find a way to work those things into our current solutions. But it became suddenly very clear to me exactly what we sold. It made the process of selling our services much easier, and sales is something that every marketing agency typically needs to improve on. The other thing, this is a huge benefit. So if you're flailing around, taking on every piece of business that comes along, website one day, social media marketing the next day, look, I get it. We've all been there. We've all started. Everything looks good. You don't want to say no to a customer. But if you have a solid system, a product or service that you're offering over and over again, that's the only time you have an opportunity to improve that product, is when you have a system in place for what you're delivering, for how you're delivering it. Once you have step A, B, C, and D, you can look at it and say, oh, I need a step, C1, a step D3. I need to eliminate step, C and build something else in there. You can't improve upon a system that doesn't exist. So you cannot implement process improvement, which is a crucial function for every business, if you don't have a system for delivering your marketing. The next huge value in a system is it's duplicatable. So now we've created a system for the delivery of websites. Now keep in mind, one downside I will share with you. If you have a system for delivering websites and you deliver a specific type of site with specific deliverables, when someone comes to you and says they want something entirely different, and it's maybe a big project or maybe it'd be a good client, you may have to walk away from that client because it's not what you do. And if you do something that's outside of your normal systems, it's going to screw up the other customers that you're delivering for. It's going to eat your mental bandwidth, things of that nature. So when you have a system that has worked for delivering, let's say, a standard business website, well, now you have a foundational process that you might be able to take that system and duplicate it and say, okay, now we're going to deliver an e-commerce website using Shopify as the platform. We're going to have to change this system up a little bit, but we have the basis of a solid system. So if you're McDonald's and you're offering hamburgers, suddenly it's not that hard to offer the McRib or chicken McNuggets, because it's just playing upon a system that you've already created. You can duplicate it. And that leads us to the final thing. It's scalable. You can't scale chaos. I've seen it happen. We work with a lot of agencies. You can't scale chaos. You can't scale, I'm going to get up in the morning and figure out what I'm doing today. You have to have a system. You can't improve upon a system that doesn't exist. You can't duplicate it into other products and services, and you can't scale it if it doesn't exist. And here's the freebie. If you're an agency owner or a business owner and you create systems and then you teach those systems and you document those systems, you purchase something that is you can't attach a price tag to it, and that is a certain peace of mind that you know every day what you're doing, what your team is doing. that you reduce some of the chaos that's natural around owning a business. So then you have to ask yourself at the end of all this, okay, Mark, you talked me into this. Systems are great. I need one. I don't have one. I'm flailing around. We're figuring it out fresh every day. We're taking every client that comes in. But how do I go about creating a system? That's a huge question. That's a question for not just a video, but a series of videos. There's people that wrap their whole business life around the creating of systems. The E-Myth is a fantastic book for understanding how to build systems into your business. But you really have two options. You could create one yourself and say, okay, we're going to start very simple. We're going to say we sell websites. I'm just going to sit down here and sketch out in a spreadsheet or a document or a piece of paper our system for doing that. It doesn't matter if it's a good system, because it's not, probably isn't. It matters that it's a system, because then you can start to implement it, see where it fails, get feedback, and you start this process improvement loop. Or you can go back to what I talked about at the beginning. You can buy into a system that's already been created. That's essentially the franchise model. Even though they typically are not franchises that people are promoting to marketing agencies, they're more of a consultative approach to helping you build a system in. So someone like Jason Schwenk, or Josh Nelson, or other folks like that are good places to start. You can create one if you have the time, the patience, or you can buy into a system. I would urge you, if you buy into a system, commit to it. Really, really, really say, this is what we're going to do, and attach a time period to it. Don't say, this is what we're going to do this month. Say, this is what we're going to do for the next 12 months. And then if you can do that, that's fantastic. I personally have not yet bought into a system. I'm very fond of several of them that are out there. Certainly stolen ideas. Thank you, guys. But I have a little independent-minded streak, just the way it is. So I am investing a lot of time, a lot of effort, especially now during this Corona time where we have a lot of downtime, into creating systems internally. Hopefully there's been some value bombs in here. Hopefully there's been something interesting for you. And feel free to, reach out to me. You can get a hold of me any one of these places. Send me a message anytime on Facebook, LinkedIn. Reach out to us. My phone number is on Inbound Revenue. Give me a call, email, whatever. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon with a little morning hangover, good cup of coffee, and some marketing talk. A little coffee on the lip there. Talk to you guys soon.